This parallel session is dedicated to our experiences during this pandemic crisis. We have already talked about it also in a TF-EDU virtual meetings, but I'm sure in many of your communities you have discussed it. But now, as the lockdown is kind of closing down, or we are opening up, we want to have a new look at our past experiences, and also kind of see what we have learned from those experiences. So in that regard, this session is called Scaling Up and Scaling Down, meaning what we have experienced during the last couple of months. Are we going to continue working like that, or are we going to go back to normal, or what is normal? It's the scaling up and down looks a little bit like a roller coaster. And we would like to find some balance in it. Actually really see what have we learned during the past months and take what's good from it, and also maybe leave something that we don't really need anymore behind. But first, I would like to invite our presenters today. We have 5 presenters, and it's important to say that these are really community-driven presentations. All of our today's presenters volunteered to present their experiences from the lockdown months. And this is really a community session where all our members can share their experiences. So we will have 5 presentations, each only 5 minutes will last. So I really invite the presenters to mind the time, because this session is only around 45 minutes planned to last. So I would really want that we have some time for discussions in the small groups as well. So for the presenters, I will call you, and I will also let you know when you have 1 more minute for your presentation, and after 5 minutes I will call you to close your presentation. This is really a feature that we still miss in Zoom, you know, having a automatic countdown. So today we will have presentations from really only 5 presentations, but from all parts of the world. 2 from Croatia, 1 from China, 1 from Italy, and the last from Spain. Yeah. So I invite our first presenter, Zvonko Marinovic from University Computing Center from Zagreb University, to share his screen and present his presentation. Zvonko, are you ready?
Yes, I am, Dragana. I hope that you can see my presentation.
See, and we can hear you as well.
Great. As Dragana said, I'm Zvonko Martinovic from University Computing Center here in Srce. I will give you just a short introduction of Srce. So basically, we are an institution that is responsible for the majority of IT support for higher education in Croatia. We provide services like high-performance computing, cloud services like virtual servers, student information system that is used by majority of higher education institutions in Croatia. But we also provide e-learning systems like university e-learning platform and webinar systems also to entire higher education in Croatia. I work in e-learning center. We were established in 2007, and from that year we hold a central role in systematic implementation of e-learning in higher education. Of course, we always try to facilitate communication and support with other institutions and other services in Croatia, especially in higher education. So in this presentation, I will show you our experience with lockdown, when basically entire higher education went online. As you all know, that had a major impact on our services, especially since we are not providing our services to just one university, but to entire higher education in Croatia. So I will just give you a short overview with some numbers to see what we were facing, how we managed to work everything out, and what are our plans for some short-term future. So our major system is e-learning system Merlin, that is basically a Moodle system with some our custom modification and custom add-ons. As you can see, in this period, we had a really huge increase. Whether it is about opened e-courses, enrolled teachers or students, but also a really huge increase in the number of users that are using our system. As you can see, we had an increase of about 75% in e-courses and more than 30% in number of students. So currently for this academic year, we have almost 23,000 e-courses and over 83,000 students and almost 10,000 teachers. So it's a rather large system, especially for a relatively small country like Croatia. But what is more important is the usage of our system that bumped up for more than 200% in this period from March to today. So as you can see, we now currently have more than 1,500 concurrent users basically using our system all the time, and we had more than 3,000 concurrent users at one point. So we needed infrastructure that was able to support that large number of concurrent users. Even bigger demand was on our webinar system. So we use Adobe Connect on-premise installation with 52 named hosts. And if we look at the numbers for the same period previous year and this year, you will see that we had over 2,000% increase in number of webinars that were held and more than 4,500% increase in the number of webinar participants. So it's a really, really huge increase in demand and the application that we were able to provide to our users. I'm happy to say that we were able to facilitate all or most of the needs for our users. So for our e-learning platform Moodle, we were able to scale it up to provide stable service to all of our users. We never limited any resource to our users, so all the resources were the same as prior to lockdown. But also we were able to provide most of the needs to our webinar systems in the scope of our limitations with our licenses. Of course, a huge number of users created huge pressure on our user support. So we had almost 400% more user contacts via email, phone, or any other type in this period. And for that case, we created a lot of instructions, especially for those to facilitate online exams, instructions on how to use different webinar systems, open up all of our online courses, but also made the modifications to our systems to make everything run smoothly. So for next 3 to 6 months, we plan to upgrade our systems, but also to review some other webinar systems on the market. So we are able to facilitate more concurrent users that we are able to do it now. And of course, to spread communication with our partners and other institutions. Okay, so this is it. I hope I was quick enough and didn't boost and use most of the time.
I heard your stopwatch,
yeah.
But I had a different one, maybe running faster. Sorry for that. But thank you very much for your presentations, Zvonko. And we will take questions a little bit later. after the whole presentations have been delivered. Okay. And I see from the chat that there are still a couple of open mics. So I don't really know how to close it down. So I really invite you to mute yourself if you're not presenting. Okay, thank you, Zvonko. And I invite our next presenter, Gabriela Paolini from GAR, if she's here, to share her screen. Hello, Gabriela. Nice to see you. Please go ahead with your presentation.
Okay, I will show my screen with our. Are you able to hear me? Yeah. Okay. I will show what we are doing at the moment. We are doing that. Great for. Sorry.
So maybe you have two screens. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now it's okay. Fantastic. My password, please.
Thank you for those.
Yes, for everybody. It's perfect. So, as I said, I was, and it's for that I am a bit tired, and I'm sorry for that, but I was involved in a webinar for our community, and we have a lot of, we have a big offer of opportunities for our community to improve the knowledge about tools and about to move on about digital literacy, because this is a big point, and we are working to improve this aspect, and this is a big problem for teachers. I think above all in Italy, but I don't know in the other countries. But our teachers need a lot of training to understand the instruments, but not only because the problem for this period in the new phase of approach with the didactic is to move with digital aspects, and it's important to create a community that understand how to use these instruments, and with some aspects that are very, very important. One of them, for example, and I was a bad example of what you have to do during an online event, it's the security, and this is very, very important because there are a lot of problems with password, with the use of the cyber security during the online lessons. Problem with the students that use the online lessons to make jokes and to be very active, but not in a good way. So it's very important to give simple and clear instruments to manage the cyber security.
1 more minute, Gabriela.
Okay, perfect. So what we use, we are using Moodle to manage our platform, where we offer registrations, all the materials that are connected with our webinars, our online courses. And we are using also a new instrument that is StreamYard, that we offer to share webinars in a large way, because we are streaming our webinars on our YouTube channel. Now we are streaming also the the conference, as you can see, so all the user can follow our online courses only using YouTube, or our channel that is a specific platform that is named GAR-TV, and it's possible also to follow the online courses on this platform. And also we are streaming our courses on Facebook. So we are trying to cover a lot of possibility to be present for our community.
Thank you, Gabriela.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for sharing
my password
with digital literacy and demonstrating the security issue. It was a really good demonstration. Thank you very much. And our next presenter is Mr. Xing Li. I hope I do pronounce your name at least closely, from CERNET, and he will be speaking about his experiences from China and support the Chinese education system. The floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you very much. And my name is Xing Li, and I'm working for CERNET, China Education Research Network. Actually, we spend the whole semester online because, for example, my university, Tsinghua University, is just finished this semester. So I like to share a little bit of the patterns. The up top one is the year 2017, which you can see the winter vacation, the valley, that's the Chinese New Year. However, the bottom one is 2020, and most of students still at home. So gave us a different challenges rather than compare with ordinary cases. However, the good news is more and more traffic increase, and so things are back to normal. This is half year's 6 months data. And the second thing, actually, so we still keep, all the universities keep lecturing through video conferencing, for example, the Zoom, and a lot of Chinese softwares. Basically, if there are foreign students, then actually the professor choose Zoom. If it's very local, only the Chinese student, then probably they use WeChat and others. And so this is the statistics. Sorry for in Chinese, but that different color represents the size of the lecture rooms. So you can see some more than 100 and some small. And you may wondering the peaks, what's the peaks? And it's down. And the peaks actually is the university grad school admission process. So that's a lot of interviews go through the network. And the next thing actually is the authentication and the resource sharing infrastructure. And because students at home and university subscribe like IEEE and other publications. However, the professors and students are at home. So actually we use distributed authentication. So, and that's on the right, actually you can see more and more universities subscribe this CERNET authentication resource sharing infrastructure and the usage. This is the active usage per day. And you can see that's increased. So basically that's the thing we're handling. However, as I mentioned earlier, the major challenge is professors and the students are at home. So actually we are doing some new things. There are two things. One we call virtual cloud model. You may wondering, cloud, that's the virtual machine. So it's virtual already. So another virtualization for that. Actually, for example, if we are using AWS, the VMs are using AWS address. However, that's not very convenient. So our model is we use IPv6. So then actually the virtual machines in whatever cloud can use CERNET IP address. That greatly help. We can still use the CERNET international links, which is high performance. And we can use the domestic peerings between academic network, CERNET, and the community networks, which students are working on. So in this model, the students in the community network can still using the peering between academic and the community internet and get into CERNET, and because that's CERNET address, and the real server actually is in Amazon AWS. So that's basic idea. Another thing, yes, if you have questions.
You have 1 more minute to present.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so the second thing is we call 464 BGP, which actually extend the BGP peering, not the CERNET boundary to the international links, but in the control of the campus networks. And the final two slides, one is virtual cloud model. You can see through the community internet, that's ordinary, and through this model can have the high performance link. And the 464 BGP, again, fine-tune for the campus network. So basically that's my presentation, 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your experiences and also for respecting the time. I'm so sorry for being so rude and interrupting you, but this is my role. It will be some of yours tomorrow. Okay, and our next presenter is again from Croatia, this time from CARNET, again with Moodle experiences from the lockdown phase. My very own colleague, Marin Režić. Marin, are you here? Can you share us your screen?
Yes, I will do it. I hope that you all see my presentation. Is it okay?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, as Dragana said, my name is Marin Režić. I'm working at CARNET, Croatian National Research and Education Network. I will just focus on my job. I'm working at Moodle administrator here at CARNET. CARNET is open for, or our main users are primary and secondary schools. Approximately there are 1,400 of them. Also, we are here for institutions of higher education. Approximately 400 of them are in Croatia, and we are open for all individual teachers and students in Croatia. Approximately 900,000 of them are here. As Moodle administrator, I'm working on several systems, but our largest system is called Lumen. It's CARNET digital learning environment. We are open for all schools and universities. Also, we are here for training for teachers, but also for national and international contents for students. As largest system here at CARNET, this Moodle installation has almost 400,000 registered users. Okay, On next slide, I will talk about what happened during the coronavirus situation. Before Corona, we have a blended learning, online and teaching in schools, and we have our stable growth from month to month. You can see on the graph on the left side, January and February, you can see the number of courses that are opened, and below it's the number of users. But when Corona situation became serious and the schools were closed, we are starting to see a strong growth in number of registered users and open courses, because teaching went completely online. You can see on the graph from the March and April that this growth start really to kick. But despite these numbers, the most critical was a rise in unique visits or visits to our system. You can see it on the graph on the right side, that we have from period from last year and here in 2020. You can see for the first 3 months in the first 2 months in the year, similar visits that is shown on this blue and the orange line. But from the March we can see the huge increase in visits to our system. In numbers, for first 5 months we have a growth for over 100%, from below 350,000 visits to over 700,000 visits. But mostly this growth appear in March to this day. So to provide stability and to provide our users seamless workflow, we have to do something quickly, and we choose to do some reorganization at our systems. And what we have done, I will show you in the next slide. To ensure stability and reduce the pressure on our lumen, we have 2 temporary new systems installed.
And you have 1 more minute, Merlin.
Okay, I will soon be done. We have opened 2 new systems. We opened Lumen 2 for primary schools and Lumen 3 for secondary schools. Also, our higher education or in universities, we are temporarily disabled to open new courses on our Lumen, and we have sent all higher educations to University Computer Center or CARSI, which was Zvonko talked about on the start of the session. The result of this reorganization was that we have successfully achieve some stability, and new users are starting to use new systems. So this was a good solution that we achieve what we are planning. That was stability, and that users can continue to work online. Unfortunately, I don't have any other systems or diagrams or something else, because this is a temporary solution, and on summer we are planning new reorganization, so we will see. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you very much for your presentation. And the last one in this session is from Luis Cadenas from Red Clara, who is joining us all the way from Chile. I don't know if I can say good morning to Luis, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's morning.
No, you can't.
Not
it's
yet.
Quite early in the morning.
So thank you very much for joining, even in those late or early hours, Luis.
Don't worry, it's a pleasure, and thank you very much for inviting me to share the experience of Latin America. I am Luis Cadena, the Executive Director of Red Clara regional network in Latin America. And I want to take advantage of this time to show these experiences of some of the entrants in Latin America, quite amazing in terms of the speed of growth of demand of video conference services in all the region. For example, in the case of Reuna, which is the entrant in Chile, the growth was quite fast, going from 7,000 video conference during 2019 to 376,000 VCs from March to June, and an increasing number of users from 1,000 to 27,000. In the case of Ecuador, in the entrant in Ecuador, the growth was also fast, going from more or less 1,000 VCs each week to 80,000. The number of VC licenses grew also from 5K to near 20,000 licenses needed to do the activities. CUDI, the Mexican entrant, supported universities' needs with WebEx temporary free licenses up to 1,000 licenses each institution with 25 institution benefits. RNP, which is a Brazilian network, grew more or less 1,000% between March and April. And compared to April 2019, RNP observed a growth of more than 10 times in terms of use of VCs. Renata in Colombia increased VC capacity, installing additional servers to provide additional capacity to the institutions. And also some of the entrants like Cedia that has Moodle services were impacted by this situation and needed to increase the capacity in their system. In terms of webinars and trainings, we did a lot of webinars from each of the entrants in Latin America. Renata made 26 open online activities in order to train and to educate. CUDI in Mexico offered 7 webinars during the pandemic. Cedia in Ecuador, around 6,000 participants trained in webinars and near to 1,000 in person. RNP Brazil organized also 22 webinars with 6,000 participants, and Red Clara represented several of the webinars and coordinated all the coverings all Latin American members, including simultaneous translation services for Portuguese and English spoken conference. And finally, to finish my presentation, I would like to share some few lessons and thinking. The first thing, collaboration among entrants is critical to complement capacities and quick response. There is a big need for soft skills. The main situation here is that the universities don't know how to do distance learning, so education and instructional design expertise is needed. There is an increased need for sharing infrastructure, services, and knowledge. There is a need of a unified communication strategy for all the region, and also need to support quick growth of Moodle, cloud services, authoring tools, etc. We think that open access educational resources are key to create synergies in the region, and the main problem in this case is how to search and integrate a distributed production of open access educational resources. And finally, video distribution platforms are keys to support MOOCs, and we need to solve the issue of quality, how we can guarantee the quality of the courses and the content that the universities and the entrants are providing. This is my presentation. I hope I am in time.
You did it perfectly, Luis. Thank you very much once again for joining us at this hour. So these were our lightning talks. I want to thank all of our presenters today for really quick and short insights into their experiences. I know that they have so much more to say about it, but so do, I think, the rest of you. That's why we are inviting you into small groups so that you can share your experience with our presenters into small breakout sessions. And we will have only 10 minutes for it. So let's break out in the groups, and Birgitta will just divide you in small groups, And I invite you to share some of the experiences from other participants also as well there. And just to one short piece of instruction, after the breakouts, we will have a 1 hour of lunch break. So you can join us back there in the lobby. Okay?